the above, whatever. Freak champion spotlight.
He was on that team too, so.
That's true. Well, maybe it's a bit of a call-up, but either way, Final 5 gonna get a support somewhere. It is a flex pick after all. Team Fusion had to make their choices. Interestingly, the Nidalee that was left on the table all through the last pick and ban phase is something that Fusion hovering for themselves. The Morgana takeaway, though, not a big surprise. That was first round drafted by by Final 5 last time around, so Morgana, a high price on her. And one of the better defensive supports in the game might just be snatched up here.
Yeah, it means they won't get a Janna, though, so they won't disengage anything. But when you see a Lulu on the enemy team, you know they're not hard engaging you. So you see a Lulu, you're like, okay, they're not going to draft something that just crushes us with like 5-man run at us engage, so we don't need a Janna.
That's true. Well, not going to need that one after all, and the Morgana does let herself get locked in. Fusion in poor champ select form, hover the champions, and then wait 45 seconds saying, guys, here's our picks. Strategize against them.
But yeah, those are really good combo picks, though, because if you land the binding, you're going to land the javelin.
True.
If you're just aiming at the same spot.
Yeah, I mean, if you get into a siege situation, Fusion can just chuck bindings out, and then when one lands, someone's gonna die.
But we haven't been seeing a lot of Nidalee in the jungle recently since the tank meta emerged. I do think that she's still very strong. The only problem is you have to leverage her very, very early in the game. Levels 1 through 6 are important for her because as soon as a tank hits 6, he's a little more powerful in skirmishes than she is.
Start pushing her around.
Exactly. They start pushing her around. And the problem here is once tanks get up to late game status, they just soak the spears and they just tickle them now.
That's true. Well, look at this. A tank to soak spears. Impalo is going to get Nunu for himself and Final 5 steal away the Jinx. It won't be Juggermaw, but it might be Jugger Jinx here.
Yeah.
2 supports with a very scary AD carry for Veritas.
We haven't seen a Nunu from Impaler just yet, so I want to see how he plays this. And if he can actually bully the Nidalee around in her jungle and take some of her camps, it's going to be very good at keeping her down.
Nidalee is a champion who needs farm above all else as a champion, and if you can deny some of that, maybe life is a bit better for the Final 5 lineup. Now Team Fusion to make their choices here. They've got a very pokey sort of pick-oriented team right now. No idea what this comp is going to be, but now that you realize that there's a Jinx in the back line, how much engage are you really looking at here? Hecarim's off the table, maybe another unstoppable charge. The hover on Scion for Chunky Fresh might be just what they wanted.
Yeah, but Nunu will just soak that for you late game. He'll walk up and he'll just, there you go. So if you get something that's going to shred the percent HP of the Nunu, you can get through that wall very quickly, arguably faster than a Jinx is going to get through your Scion.
Scion? Yeah.
Yes.
Top lane Scion a bit tankier than jungle Nunu here, especially when you consider what you're fighting up against. So Team Fusion, they do have a tank and 2 pseudo supports, I suppose, for Niantanso, a heal and an attack speed buff for Nintendo Dudes Nidalee, and you got a black shield all the same.
This is really actually quite clever by Fusion, because when you draft a comp like this that is going to run around and try to get to, and like kind of kite backwards on Final 5, pick a Kog'Maw. You're not going to get hard engaged on.
Yeah, true.
Because like Nunu will
need to hit people.
Exactly. Nunu will have to run up and snowball you, but if you have something like a black shield that's going to stop that, if you have a Scion that's going to soak that, like this is really good from Team Fusion so far. And Final 5, they're going to have to react with these last 2 picks into that. They can still like swap the Lulu to bottom lane and draft an innate for themselves.
They can play a hyper aggro top and mid. Yep. Well, maybe an aggro support here. Looks like it's going to be Ahri and Leona picked up. So a mix of styles here. 2 supports. Not in support lanes. A hard engage support and an assassin here. So Gate can pick on Niantanso, but only if he's alone. Also, by the way, it could be AP Cog in the mid, by the way. Who gets to be playing that one? We can have a different AD carry come in. Could be mid-board. We can see what support it actually is. Fusion still do have the ability to flex their champions around. I'm thinking about Final 5, though, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, though. Like, what's the follow-up on your engage? Like, Leona lands a stun, and Ahri does some, and Jinx does some damage?
Charm, Rux. I mean, the thing with Lulu, though, is I like watching Lulu builds, because if Rux goes for cooldown reduction boots, you know, he's got some
he's more supportive.
Utility, right? But if he gets Luden's Echo, it means he's looking to be a damage source as well. That's a huge boost of damage for a Lulu. It chunks people really hard when you first get that item on her. So I'm going to be watching out for that on this Lulu top and what Veritas gets to do in the lane. Because this is a lane that could kill a Kog'Maw very early. You get in there and Trance is caught off guard. Sheep, if he can lock down Kog'Maw, or they've even switched targets to Morgana, there's a lot of things they can do here because you can combo that with your Chompers and just make them mobile.
That's true. There's a lot of lockdown potential here. Just you got to question who's actually going to die with a Black Shield and a Scion up in the front lines. Fusion, by the way, Scion, Annie, and Morgana could still switch at any time. Like, these guys play in so many different lanes. But I think this is the lineup. Top lane Scion, mid Annie again for who he looks like this is his new big champion to play in the third place match.
This is rough right here because this is a ton of threats across the board. Like, Scion does really well in lane. Kog'Maw is a huge threat later. He's going to have the peel from Black Shield. Annie, if he gets ahead or even like against an Ahri, that point-and-click lockdown is devastating, and you can snowball a game solo. And then the Nidalee, you don't have anything to catch that Nidalee. Leona?
Yeah, good luck.
Like, her range is...
Ice Blast!
Got him.
Baby,
Got him.
Got him. Just chomp his monsters away. No farm left from Nidalee. Easy win. Easy win.
That's what you had to do, is get her early.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do that now as we wait for the game to start. Just kidding. We're going to talk about it later. The prompter moved on me. I was going to read, and then I was told not to read it anymore. I got juked by our producers. You guys are... Can I read it now? Are we good? Okay, yeah. As we wait for the game to start, we wanted to quickly show off this tweet from Europe. @HandyGamer tweeted, "This is how we NACS over here in Germany. Hashtag 3 a.m. Pudding and Challenger Series in the middle of the night. That's a great way to spend your day, man. I am glad you guys are watching here.
It's only 3 a.m., and they're already having the best day possible.
That's true. I mean, it's already started. So, I mean, what else could happen? A lot of amazing things, of course. It's already Wednesday. They can stay up and then watch the European Challenger Finals. Great.
Blowing my mind.
Awesome.
Man.
What a great day heading up here, guys. It's going to be wonderful. Stick with us. We got game 2 coming up in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I timed it right. I was so hoping the producer wouldn't troll me there. I just like pause.
Right into Nunu Bot's laugh. Ooh.
Quick, Impaler, I want you to say the thing where he says my name.
About your,
Have you learned his moves from me?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It's weird. There's so many free references in LoL. I don't know how to think about it.
What are the other ones?
Well, Earth mode, death recap, everything's tons of damage. You search for Trinity Force, tons of damage. It's not all about me, but it's cool that my favorite game has references to me in it. It's very flattering.
It's like you're a part of this game or something.
Which makes me very happy, because I love this game. Oh, he missed! Gate! Psh, lame.
Nope. Well, I don't know. Nintendo missed Gate. And Gate missed Hoopy.
He got him!
Oh, see, that's it right there.
He didn't do the reset, though. He just switched and pressed Q.
Doesn't matter.
Just saying.
He still did it.
I mean, Q's an auto-reset.
Yeah.
He didn't do the 3-hit thing, though, that you're
both
talking
Q
about.
and R.
Yeah, but he didn't do it.
Doesn't matter. He still swapped and he got an auto reset. That's Nidalee mechanics.
Okay, sure.
It's not all about throwing the spears.
Javelins.
Yeah, that's true. Javelins. See,
They are technically spears
Once
still.
again, nobody's getting those deep wards to see the lane swap coming. So Final Five are doing this blind, hoping that it is the lane swap.
Well, Final Five are going to run into an enemy lane. Now, Jinx Leona has a lot of kill pressure, and if you ever outplay the Black Shield, Fusion's lives are going to be miserable here.
So I'm going to say this and see if it happens, because I think Fusion are going to try to shove this out as fast as possible, and then back when they find out that it is the 2-on-2.
Well, right now they're going to get some free gold on hitting Sheep. Grant's actually missed one possible auto. He could have hit an extra 5 gold, but it's okay. We'll see if there is a push coming in after all. Of course, it'll be hard to push against Leona. She can, of course, just trigger Bargon stacks twice, and then life is easy.
Yeah, they're going to try to shove as hard as possible to the Jinx. And look at that immediate aggression.
And the binding hits a minion, so nothing much being done here. Final Five, the hardcore push, 5 CS there. Chunky Fresh, all right. The Wolves go down.
It's all about getting those early advantages here, shoving the lane in as fast as possible. Ooh, still got him.
You know, Chunky Fresh did the best H2K impression there and took down the Wolves 3 in a row.
Damn. that one was pretty good.
Although, unlike H2K, Chunky Fresh also died. I killed it. It was so good until then.
It was so good. It was so good.
I can't not ruin jokes. It's just how it works. All right, Gate, though, about to be beset by a Nidalee.
Blast
off, the javelin hits. Goodbye, Gate. Goodbye. That was sick, though. Good job, Fusion.
The flash stun from Huhi. Like I was talking, this last pick, Annie, into the Ahri is a terrible matchup for Ahri. Like, even when she has her ultimate, you just point and click stun her, and it is a nightmare. He is already starting that snowball.
Man, this is going to be pretty rough. We'll see if Impaler can snowball this lane back, but it looks like that answer is no. He's stuck on 1v2.
That vote actually should have been reversed, because Fusion are red now.
Oh, snap. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it was saying Fusion like 64% blue.
Oh, okay.
So people are voting for Fusion. Fusion just swapped sides.
Ouch. Rush just lost a whole bunch of health right there, though. Looks like this
Silence
Chunky Fresh lane is, looking pretty happy. Then dude finally gets his own blue buff. Of course, he cleared all 3 camps top jungle, then ganked, and then took bottom jungle. So far, a lot of farm coming in Nintendo's way. He's even got first blood money, so that's plenty convenient.
It's going to be so hard to keep this Nidalee down. And Paler has his work cut out for him. And he's not going to get a lot of...
Well, Veritas...
It'll see people coming out of the bush.
You won't need it anyway. Nidalee's not ganking this lane.
Yeah. The new ganks are pretty bad as well. So, like, him getting into these lanes to actually affect them is going to be rough. Like, that's the thing, is Impaler's not going to be able to get up to these lanes and snowball them at all.
That's true. Looks like there's no real gank pressure coming in. Of course, you can't Ice Blast to Morgana lane, and good luck knocking down Sign with Lulu in the team. I think there's a chance you can get rid of Huhi. Of course, it is a flashless Annie, and in fact, he takes Scuttler and is on this side of the map.
You can't. He's just going to go after camps, though. He's going to try to tax Nintendo as much as possible.
Oh, I like that.
Here he comes.
Then dude just wants to
shows himself.
He just wants to get Impaler out of the jungle. He wants to get the kill. Can't quite get it. Nice try, though. Spice it. Gets it. Now, interestingly, the Fusion duo lane themselves are also taking camps. They actually took the Krugs themselves. They're walking back into the lane, getting more farm, and walking back in. So Fusion, happy to play under their own turret. They're just trying to get as much money as possible. Fusion...
Blind Spear?
Nope. That Trinket Ward's going to be almost nothing, though. He knows Impaler already had his blue, and he knows he had Gromp buff, too. That Ward's not going to see anything.
He's trying to walk around it.
Did he dodge it?
Yeah, I don't think he was seen, because it doesn't see into the pit anymore.
Oh.
But he's going to get seen as soon as he pops out on the other side.
I don't know if they saw him. That Ward's going to see him.
Yeah, that Ward is going to see him.
All right, they see him. He's like, I tried so hard. I got so far. And now final 5 in the end, trying to run away from this one. Javelin lands on a Veritas, and it doesn't even matter. Summoner heal, flash used. One more auto attack. The Javelin from long range. Nintendo X starts the game 2-0.
Nintendo on this Nidalee. Nice secret operation there to just go through the Baron pit. That was cool.
Secret agent Nintendo's Josh Atkins doing his best James Bond impression.
James Bosch.
Great. My references are spot on today. At least the Lincoln Park one properly. James Bosch. Nintendo again? What's up with these guys fighting each other for jungle camps?
It's Nintendo's jungle, but Huhi.
That's a flash. He's not going to reach the hunt in time, though.
Who's got a stun on? Chunky Fresh.
Q. Oh, he flashes into point blank ults. The Q's going in as well. No flash for Nunu means a kill. Nicely played by Fusion. 3-0.
Man, just the early game here is not working out for Final 5 at all. The Nunu jungle is getting caught out and getting punished for it too. The collapses are really good, but it's all this pressure from Nintendo onto the map as a whole. I like it. I just can't get over
the first 5 levels. How about the first 4? Nintendo just did everything possible in this game. Every single lane has a killer and assist on it now. From Team Fusion. Life is good if you're a Fusion fan right now. They're looking really strong in Game 2.
I can't get over the fact that Nintendo was able to go all the way around the Scuttle Crab as Nidalee.
That's so cool.
No problem. That was beautiful to watch because its vision range was reduced in 5.6. And that was actually one of my favorite changes in that patch. Was that Scuttler now no longer sees into the pit or sees people coming from the ramp. But the fact that you can do that with it is just beautiful to see. And I absolutely love that. And that might make Nidalee see even more play. Because she doesn't just take the Scuttlers really easily. She can now avoid them if somebody else takes them.
It'll be interesting to see, of course, the rest of the Challenger Series as well as LCS playoffs will be played in 5.6. Usually we don't change once a playoff starts, so we'll see in the next couple of weeks if we see any more of that. Semifinals coming up this weekend. The finals coming up tomorrow. Third place match still in front of us here. Fusion sitting on an early lead with a Cogmon, no less, which makes life easy. And Veritas a bit behind on Jinx. Up CS, but down the assist is pretty meaningful.
But the big thing is Nidalee is really big right now.
Yeah, she's huge.
2-0-1 early game, more CS than the Nunu. And Nidalee is the champion that nobody on Final 5 can reach. you'll have to solar flare her, and that's only going to land if Nintendo isn't fast enough with his flash or his RW get away. Right? That's a really tall order. You'll have to get in with Ahri as well and try to land a charm on her. Like, there's no point in clicks to lock her up. It's going to be very rough.
Well, we said Final Five might want some point and clicks for Neontanz, but how about some point and clicks for Nintendo's 2-0-1 Magus Enchant completed Nidalee. She's a higher level than the solo lanes, by the way. She's tied with Chunky Fresh and Huhi here.
Yeah, he's currently undefeated on that Nidalee too. Nintendo went 0-0-9. He also went 3-1-13 on that champion. So his combined Nidalee score is 3-1-22.
It's pretty good KDA.
Yes. 25.
Yep.
It's even more now.
I was about to say 24 because I couldn't do math in my head.
We heard you earlier too with Secret Agent Bosch. James Bosch. English and math are pretty hard right now.
My SATs were horrible.
Are those the only 2 parts now?
There's writing
there's
too.
3 parts, yeah.
But I took them before writing became a thing. Thank God.
Oh.
I was bad at that. I like missed it by a year. It was really thankful.
Oh yeah, where it was like 1600 then became 2400.
Yep. So now I'm like, oh, I got like a 1470. It like sounds bad, but it was okay in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
I had 1,000 less score SAT than you. And it was
just
a good score.
I got a 780 on math, including the math, like the hard math SAT too. So deal with it, homies. Oh yeah, Chunky Fresh the squirrel. Squirrels can't throw axes, homie. Check yourself.
I really like Nintendo just showing up to lanes and pushing them, because if a Nunu shows up, he doesn't offer wave clear, he doesn't offer poke, he doesn't offer hard engage. He offers attack speed. Like,
great.
He doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of soaks spears and eats minions afterwards, but he's not going to be doing more than Nidalee, because Nidalee's going to also offer attack speed. It hit!
You got stunned, but he's going to get his way out. Black Shield is still on Neontanz, so Trance takes a stun, but doesn't even care about this one. No damage dealt on the backside. We do get Nintendo's flash for that, but that's it.
That devastating Nunu game with the snowball. Oh no.
Oh, man.
Like, that's the problem with the Nunu right now, is up against something like a Nidalee, if the Nidalee even gets a kill and affects a lane, it's so hard for Nunu to get back into it, because he has to pick on the camps. But if she's strong enough to just push him out of the jungle, and the team's going to collapse, then it's really hard for him to be effective.
Absolutely. And right now, Impaler has not been effective. He's there as a vision control champion and as a support, but right now, no sight stone, just the double green wards in the inventory.
He's still just sitting in that lane. Nintendo is basically a laner at this point, but he's going to finally walk away and kind of add back to the effect of there's this fed Nidalee somewhere on the map. He's going to pop out in the lane and basically be bonus gold and bonus sieging power to them. Where's he going to go next?
Well, right now, going through his jungle, he's got plenty of camps still to clear. Nidalee, of course, has pretty fast clear speed. Gate, despite being first-blooded, and Huhi, despite having a kill and assist to his name, is still having a hard time against Gate here. Yeah, you see the Ahri matchup in the lane is going just fine.
Yeah, he went for the Negatron Cloak immediately after.
Yeah. He's facing a lot of magic damage this time around, and he's got some magic damage follow-up, so lo and behold, Abyssal becomes a great buy. Huhi is still going the double Doran's Ring into Luden's Echo build. Neontanz playing a bit aggressively. Black Shield comes in. Yep, nothing to be done at all. And I like, by the way, how far back Trance is playing. Trance cannot be hit with a Leona Q. So as soon as Leona goes in, he's like, okay, I'll Black Shield in the end. No big deal. And there's no threat of target switching, which is very, very smart by Trance. Because oftentimes when you play Leona into Morg, you force Black Shield, then you target switch like this, and you can't get caught. Look, exactly what you try to do, and you can't do it. Neontanz, damage on a sheep, can't do much more. But it's still a trade won by Fusion.
Trance has his ultimate too. So they're ready to go. They're ready to turn this around. And
they actually could have all-in Sheep there,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he could have flashed in. Sheep had no flash. Could have ultied, exhausted Veritas, and then it would have been a pickup kill there.
Yeah. Oh, well. Missed kill, but still a lane going well. 1,500 gold lead right now for Fusion. And after those first 3 kills, the game has slowed down a bit. Dragon was taken. That was nice. But the kills haven't turned into too much more. These lanes are still going equal, 107 to 111. Mid lane 100 each, 80 carries 100 each. It is slightly going Neontanz's way now.
Taylor. Oh.
Nintendo.
Hello.
Now, Ice Blast misses the jump. Actually, bad news Bears, who
Rux
does
is
not
here.
have Flash, and in comes Gate. Wow. Over-aggression by Nintendo. Gets himself caught out by Impaler, who just happens to be there.
Impaler's just sitting there like, come to me. Come, man. There's something in this brush, and he just checks it. I think he's just trying to set up ward vision behind the pit so that he can take the dragon without the threat of it being stolen.
Well, guess what? Here's the dragon without threat. Forcing the flash. All right, the roam starting to work. Final 5. Not, you know, backs against the wall. They lost game 1 pretty hard. Game 2 started out 3-0. These guys do not say die. This should be a clean dragon. There you go. Good job, Impaler. And looks like life is good again for Final 5 here. They got a pick. They forced a flash in the mid lane. They got themselves a dragon. And again, the lane's going just fine here, so these guys are going to hold up for now. Veritas even knocks down the top turret. The perennial push in the top lane works out. Chunky Fresh is out of mana. He can't really knock down Rux anymore. And here comes Nunu. Chunky Fresh out of mana. He does have flash. Yeah, he's getting some back here, but nice find on a sheep. This is a very out of position Leona. Kill goes to Ni and Tanso very intelligently.
All right, so you just get caught warding out there. Pretty even in gold, though, because the turret take from Final 5 in the top lane allowed them to kind of close that gap a little bit. It's 1,000 gold difference here between them.
It's definitely closing. In Final 5, though, I feel like they're going for... I think they're trying really hard for a mid-game spike. Look at what Veritas bought here. He's banking on Avarice Blade, which, by the way, cannot build into Phantom Dancer, which is, to me, the best DPS item for an AD carry after Infinity Edge. So the fact that he's going Shiv, or maybe even Youmu's weirdly, is, look, let's get this item spike sooner. Let's push in really hard, 5 minutes sooner or 2 minutes sooner than you might expect. But it's a gamble that I don't know if it's going to pay off for Final 5 or not, but they're going to try.
He also went Static Shiv on Sivir as well.
I guess he just prefers that item then, but again, I guess it's just, it's an earlier spike, but it's a DPS loss compared to Phantom Dancer.
They're going to get this bottom turret in exchange for the top turret, though, from Final 5. So, once again, just trading objectives across the map.
This is good. I mean, but Final 5's doing it first, though. Like, they knocked down top lane outer without anyone answering, and then they basically traded bot for top. Yeah, and they get a blue buff steal. They can hold Annie down.
Well,
Huhi, who's not buying
can't 100% just yet, though.
Well, the dual lane just recalled now. Rux does not have teleport. If they went fast, they'd be able to, but looks like this is not a risk Final 5 wants to take. They had a few seconds there without the enemy dual lane.
They warded up the blue buff, but they didn't get anything for it. Gate has to back. He did have enough gold for needlessly large rods here. Okay. Very important that he got back.
Yep. All right, so item spikes coming in. Luden's Echo not quite done, but soon for Huhi. I assume maybe a similar item for Gate. I might expect that coming second for him. Niantanso has Triforce. That's a big deal. And Veritas has Infinity Edge. The first big items done or about to be done for all the major players in this game.
Yep.
Similarly, Fusion, Chunky Fresh has Spirit Visage, and Rux has Morellonomicon, so...
He has full CDR right now. 37.5% for him. He's not going to get anything more than that.
All right.
Looking for that last turret, immediately rotating their Jinx to the mid lane. Yeah. They're looking for turret demolition right here on Final 5 side.
Well, as long as these AD carries feel safe, they're going to put some damage down. You have to respect Javelins, and Veritas does. That turret's on a half health, though, and Final 5 definitely playing the push lead. Now, there's a gigantic wave top lane building up, pushing towards Fusion right now. Chunky Fresh is being sent to deal with that, and he's got every cooldown available at his disposal, so that should be a safe wave clear.
If Final 5 can end up getting this turret for themselves, they actually get themselves in a position that's good for their team composition. Because if you group up as 5, they have double sight stones to just the Nidalee and the sight stone. They'll be able to control the jungle and get picks with the Leona and the Ahri. So this composition for Final 5 wants to start fights by picking and having vision dominance, and then following up afterwards and keeping the Jinx in the back line. That's how they'll end up kind of snowballing if they do get this last turret and get those areas of the jungle in their control. So Final 5 do have a way to close this game out and actually get a foothold in it. If they get this turret, they'll be even in gold as well.
That's going to be a big deal for them because they're down 3 kills, but finding a way to equalize the gold would be nice for these guys. They've just recalled Nunu, who's got Merc Treads, a Sight Stone, and now a new Ruby Crystal. So vision control, of course, available for these guys if they can wrest control of the map. They can keep the rotational advantage. Baron would go down fast for either team, interestingly. So that's actually something I want to have everyone think about a little bit in this game, is that Baron is easier than normal. And it will be an important objective at some point, I imagine. who he's still roaming around, but getting spotted by wards, pinged out.
They're waiting to see where the Annie is, because that's... You don't know where the Annie is. The Jinx is not 100% safe. You can see Veritas is a little hesitant. He's checking the brush, making sure that the minion wave is in his favor, and he does see him now, so they're actually he's in a good spot to walk up. Just wants some extra coverage. They're going to give up mid for this.
Oh yeah, no one's
a lot
there
of
to
pressure
defend
here.
It could only be 2 defending. Jinx and Nunu far away, Lulu as well, and you're right, just in goes Fusion. Final 5 up, clearing a bot lane wave and sending Lulu top. Giveaway control over mid outer. No one was there to clear the wave away. Nice job by Fusion. 2 turrets to 2, all said and done. And Fusion hold the 1,600 gold lead here. And they're getting rid of wards in the enemy jungle. They're more than a minute early for Dragon and already sweeping Vision away. Trance feels safe to clear this.
That's how you do it, though. You got to get there a minute early. Assert control. Get the wards down. Sweep their wards.
Yeah, think about it. How scared is Final 5? Now, they can go for a cross-map objective. Dragon's in 35 seconds. You could send people top and really threaten top tier 2. You could also send 5 mid right on the Dragon spawn and threaten mid outer. And I want to see if Fusion will get their wave control under control in time for that. Looks like right now both teams have recalled a second time to prep all their items. Distortion boots Annie and Luden's Echo. Almost static Shiv is here for Jinx. She's got the Zeal and the...
double pink... Or sorry, pink and a ward in this bush.
Charm on a trance, though. Really good early damage. In comes Annie. 2-man stun. Veritas has to get away with the flash, but Saya knocks him down. That is 2 kills for Fusion. Rux gets slowed. What a great initiation. Once again, Fusion able to find the fight they want.
Man, Fusion just immediately with the go switch there. Flash forward. They might be able to get another turret here. They're going to take it with Tibbers and then wait for the minion wave, but it is going to go down fairly quickly.
Yeah, the outlook is pretty good right now. Smite it away. Chunky Fresh takes aggro, but here is the minion wave, and they will, in fact, get mid lane tier 2 off the great set of picks. And Dragon on the way out. Why not? Clear some waves as you walk. Clear some minions as you walk. Kill a pink ward as you walk. Why not? But Fusion still no chance to stop this Dragon.
And you can see all the pink wards they'd set up for themselves on Fusion's side. 2 on the right side of the map, 2 on the top left side.
Who's he going to try?
Taylor. Nope. They just send the rocket from Veritas for the attempt. You can see right there, 2 pink wards, make sure they can get picks. 2 pink wards on the other side of the map near Baron to make sure that they could also pick there if they wanted to. So Fusion actually set themselves up to do what Final 5 wanted to do, but it prevents Final 5 from executing on that game plan. Beautiful 2-man stun. Good disengage by Rux, but the fact that they both get knocked up by Chunky Fresh just ends up getting 2 people killed. The clump up there, they didn't actually have everybody as well, so the pick, the Dark Binding from Trance, set them up beautifully for that.
Yeah, it did. So look at this Fusion, though, had to send someone top lane to hold a wave that was getting pushed in, and it gives Final 5 a bit of time to take control back over the jungle, not saying die. Final 5 down 3k gold, but they want to get something back into this one. Big wave bot lane, blue buff steal, deep wards back into Fusion territory. And maybe bot lane tier 2 can be pressured in the near future. Niantonso still has not backed, it seems, since that last fight. He's got very little mana. But the rest of the team not going to stay down there.
Oh, Sheep caught.
Goodbye. Niantonso gets with the E.
Out of position, trying to ward. They've just had pink ward control of both sides of the map here from Fusion for so long.
That was a mistake by Sheep, though. They had just warded the eastern jungle. They know Fusion isn't on that side of the map. They must be on the other side. Nice smite by Impaler. Okay, so both blue buffs have gone to Final 5, but that misstep by Sheep is going to give some map control back. Chunky Fresh gets to clear the entire giant, like, triple wave in the bot lane. Even push it into the turret himself, and Final 5 can't say anything about this.
Veritas has to back. He has to purchase for himself, get the static shiv, get on that power curve, and they have to send a Rux down bottom. He's not going to use his TP to do so, so that's actually the good point here for Final 5. But man, Rux, he can't have a big effect on this Lulu aside from buffing up Veritas. And we already saw the amount of damage that can come out from the multiple threat members of Fusion. And they don't have a way to catch the Nidalee or the Kog'Maw. Like, Niantonso has not been threatened this game.
He hasn't at all, because there's just not really good backline dive. Ahri can try to 1v1 him, and that's basically it.
And here's the thing, too, is you have a Leona, you have an Ahri, but you'd have to split them, and they both have to be able to deal with killing a Nidalee, killing a Kog'Maw. Like,
I mean, you have a Morgana and an Exhaust. Like, you're not... That's not going to happen.
It's basically impossible. Like, I would say it's feasible if they both had to dive just a Kog'Maw, but a Kog'Maw and a Nidalee both? it's too many things to try and deal with at the same time that you need the same amount of tools for. It's like you have one screw and you're trying to just get 2 paintings on the wall.
You put the paintings on top of each other.
Yeah, and have both.
No, you have a reversible
visible.
painting.
Great.
All right. You tape the paintings together like back to back.
Great.
You tie some string up.
Great.
And you hold it. You hang it by the string, and you can just twist it over, and then you can show either painting. Analogy conquered. In comes Chunky Fresh. Whee! Slams those trees.
Lumberjack Scion, please.
Only the slow comes in, and there's no engagement to be found. He gets charmed. Black Shield is almost nothing. True damage comes through anyway.
He has his flash available, and now they just get to bait stuff out. Clear the pink boards, clear the area. Try to bait. Ooh.
I want to put something out real quick. Hold on.
Whoa,
that's
going
a good
hard.
charm, but he stuns him back. Gate has to get away. Nice rocket comes in, but Trant's going to tank that one. Flashes in for the ulti onto Rux, and Rux has to flash the wall. Re-engaged Nintendo does get caught out, though. The Ignite is on him. Looks like the man's going to live. And now in comes the push onto Veritas. Kill comes through. Impaler now locked up inside the enemy team. And down goes Nunu. Double kill for Niantanso.
It is so hard to deal with this Fusion lineup from Final 5. Fusion, now if they can turn their sights on the Baron because nobody died and they have a tank wall, they have the percent HP damage from Kog'Maw, it's going to be a 25-minute Baron free.
Pretty quick, clean kill on this one. Rux and Sheep, 2 supports left alive. They can't stop anything here. It's going to be about a 15-second long drag. Well, Niantan's not even helping. He's like walking back to go do something else. He knows the team has this. And Fusion able to use the he re-engages very well. These anti-stunts have been great.
That chunk out on Veritas was a big part of this, too, because he can't threaten that backline, and Gate went really hard. He landed everything he needed to, but the fact that they had so much damage ready for him and the burst, Fusion are playing like they want to be that 3rd spot in the promotion tournament to play against Dignitas or Winter Fox. 7K gold up after this team fight, just having great pick bans for themselves so far, and great execution as well. They are not falling into those late game traps because right now they've been having such great early games.
They have been. It's been really good seeing Fusion so far in this series. It's kind of the best they've looked all series long, or all kind of challenger split long, to be honest. And
well, they suffered from splitting games with teams 1-1 over and over again.
They had only ever 2-0'd CLG Black, which is the last place team in Challenger Series this split. Every other team, even TSM Darkness, who was sitting at the bottom of the standings for almost ever, they went 1-1 against them.
And they're the only team to 1-1 against enemy.
Yeah, so their ceiling was high, their floor was really low.
A lot of variance in this team.
Yeah, and finally they're looking at a very strong game. Now, to be fair though, this is about the lead they had against TDK in Game 2.
Yep.
And they lost that game. So I think this is still a game that Final 5 could absolutely win if they can get themselves that right team. But if they can find those picks, if they can get those plays done. Now, interestingly, I do want to point out something about Trant's build. He's actually maxing Black Shield first. We normally see Dark Binding from Morgana, but he is so set on keeping Niantanso alive, which is very typical Fusion, of course. He's already got max Black Shield by level 9, actually, he added it.
That's true. And you talked about how getting the stun off on Niantanso is pretty much impossible off of just a Leona.
Yeah.
Now, there's even more. But look
Can't
at
even break the Black Shield by himself.
Yeah, exactly. You can't break the Black Shield. Now Gate and Impaler Snowball isn't even going to break it.
No. Baron buffed up. Team Fusion on 3 Dragons. With the second buff, of course, they knocked down turrets faster than normal. And here we go. Turret number 5 goes down. Yeah, a bit of a base race. Final 5, though, are a turret slow, but it is a blood boil jinx after all. There comes the turret. Now, how's the 5-man push on the other side going to go? Because Fusion are already going to take it down, and they realize that Chunky Fresh is sent to defend, though. It's going to be him 1v2ing this. Inhibitor goes down. Fusion not really being the turret at all. And Chunky Fresh makes this a much better trade for Fusion overall. Impaler, though, on the backside, maybe a bit of a risk. Sion's going to live and clear a wave.
Oh, boy. Not worth it.
They could collapse. If they wanted to, they could play the long game and collapse until the any carry, or they could just push back down mid.
Oh, the Krugs, stop it. They're just going to push down mid right now. They know that they're not here just yet. So Nintendo helps them push down this mid wave. They lost the Baron. The Baron's gone, but they got an inhibitor for it, which is more than you could hope for at a 28-minute mark. Like, this is really good for Fusion so far.
Yeah.
Now they're just shoving waves out. They're getting control of this map. They're going to try to cash in on the turrets that they pushed. and then they're going to get to the point where they're able to get back to these lanes and start getting those that last tier 2 down, and then the rest of the inhibs off the pressure of the bottom. Very weird trade there for Final 5.
Yeah.
That wasn't a trade. That was, I like you enough that here's my entire card collection.
Oh, man. I mean, they did get 2 turrets back. It's like, here, have some forests. Give me your Mox Ruby.
Yeah. I'll trade you a Black Lotus for an island.
Actually, to be fair, yeah, it actually should be Mox Ruby and an island. Because, you know, blue and red.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got there. All right, well, Final 5, definitely on the back foot here. Veritas needs to do his best Seraph impression. They're both Korean, so maybe.
I just thought about that, too, because people who don't know the reference would be like, man, that guy's trading him a flower, a Black Lotus, for an entire island. I was like, oh.
Aiden, we've already discussed that if you explain the reference, it gets worse.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you didn't understand the reference, and you just heard the words as they are in normal, non-nerdy, everyday context.
As you're watching the Challenger Series playoffs,
yeah,
are you worried about the non-nerdy context of this one?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
You're crazy.
You saw those guys in Germany? They look like badasses.
Fusion going to go ahead and start pushing the waves out. Nintendo takes away a Grump, and the rest of the team looking like they want top lane for breakfast. War Control dancing back and forth, but Final 5 getting pushed out of their own jungle, really. Impaler doing an admirable job of trying to keep wards up, but I think it's maybe a futile effort. Bottom lane inhibitor is dead.
QSS on Need Tonsil already. He has so many ways to keep himself safe. Level 15.
Yeah, that guy's not going to die anytime soon. And here we go, Fusion looking. Going to knock down turret number 7 this game.
Sheep. He's just throwing it out to try and hit the Kog'Maw. He gets the Black Shield.
But Final 5, just back out. You're not going to win this fight anymore. I guess they clear one more wave. Luden's Echo Ahri, a great wave clear champion, so they will have another 20 seconds respite. But now just like send Jinx bottom and clear the wave. It's a double super minion wave coming in right now, about to crash in towards your Nexus. You're already going to lose this turret. Go clear the wave.
And it's precious seconds that they're losing at this point, because now it's going to come and it's going to hit that bottom turret.
All right, Gate, clear this wave, or you're going to lose the turret right now. Q gets rid of it. Okay, and now Jinx has to go bot lane. A few more seconds gained. 15 until the next wave comes in. Fusion will have to wait for this one. Mid lane is pushing down. It's not a very beefy wave. It's just regular minions, but still some progress done on top inhibitor. Jinx finally clears the bot lane wave, but another one's coming in soon. It's going to crash right in front of the turret. And here's attempt number 9 for Fusion. They are up in 45 seconds. In goes Chunky Fresh. Not really deterred by any of this damage coming out from Ahri. Ian Thompson with the W on. Still has to respect the fact that Sheep has ulti back already. And now that's Black Shield down, so once again, Fusion having to play defensively. And again, right now, Jinx could clear the bot lane wave. There's no minion wave here. They try to engage, they catch DN. Cleanse used, and now the engage comes across. What's the damage from Gate? Pops the exhaust out of him, and a lot of zoning done by Impaler. Buys a lot of time for Jinx. Rex has slain Hui. It's a 1-for-0. Veritas goes for number 2. Doesn't land the crit. Goes for DN. Gets one there. The zap hits him. But there's no more follow-up damage.
Oh, can Sheep continue this?
No. And they got to get back to bot lane now.
Oh, that looked like it was going to be really good for Final 5 with Veritas cleaning up. Not enough.
If you had a Phantom Dancer, you might have landed that one extra crit and gotten the resets you needed. Sometimes the DPS build matters there. I can't say that was for sure what happened, but sometimes it'll make a difference there. And as the game goes on later, Jinx with a Bloodthirster, still no Zerker Greaves and no Last Whisper. I'm actually surprised he goes, by the way, for BT, because Whisper would be more damage per second. Considering he has to hit this Scion in the front line, who's got a lot of armor. Zonya's Annie with Molten Shield.
He has to hit the Zonya's Annie. Looks like it's going to be Baron again. Almost 10k down. 8k right now. Veritas is pretty much the sole hope of this team. And cleaning up with that range advantage. Dragon's live too. Fusion could go for the 4th dragon.
Well, let's see what they want to choose here. 9,000 gold lead for Fusion. The push was stopped, and Final 5 got a couple kills off of it, so we can see that the chance to fight back does exist, and there's a ward on Dragon as well, Nintendude.
They know that Nintendude's doing this stuff.
Yeah, he could be assaulted.
So they can cut it off, or they can make it a 4-on-5 on the left side.
Leonard spam to the left-hand side.
This is going to be really
Here's
rough,
the
though, if
engage.
this lands.
Scion's going to hit. No, he's going to hit the Dragon and slow down Gate. And here's the engage, and Paler slows the team down, but he's getting assaulted by Kog'Maw. 1 for 0. Sheep blocked up, looks for Huhi, but no, the rocket misses on everybody. A double kill for Kog'Maw now, and it's getting bad for Final 5. Veritas goes down. It's a 3 for 0. Rux 1 hit away. There's a triple kill for Ni and Tanso. Only Gate's left alive, and how much base do you really have left? A Fusion going to take Dragon down first. Question is, will you push or will you Baron?
I think they're going to Baron off of this. Because the Baron will help them get those inhibitors right afterwards. So right now, the Baron seems like the best idea because there's going to be a lot of gold into your pockets. It's worth about 5 kills, 1,500 gold. So that's what they go for here because it'll knock down the turrets for them later.
All right, quick Baron picked up. Ni and Tanso picks that easily.
For these objectives and fighting over them instead of risking the new steal.
Yeah.
This fight just, you can see the gold difference manifesting itself. Veritas is struggling to even get damage off onto these people in the backline, onto the carries, onto Ni and Tanso.
Well, he's trying to ignore Chunky Fresh.
And Nintendo was throwing spears from the backside and pretty much just doing what he wanted to do. The Nidalee doesn't even have to be a part of the main unit. In fact, it might even be better to be throwing them from the backside because you're throwing them past tanks already. You don't have to deal with a frontliner jumping in front of your spears.
Yeah, life was pretty good there. Good 4 for 0 team fight for Fusion, who he popped a good Zonias and he landed some good stuns. And right now, a lot of ability power on Annie. All 3 needlessly large rod items. So if you want to play mid lane Annie, just buy this large rod and buy everything that comes out of it.
Everybody from Final 5 is waiting in this top brush for somebody to just walk by.
There's no reason to push top. Fusion have Baron. They don't need to take all this time to clean everything else out. They should push while they still have Baron. There's 2 minutes left. And they go for the mid because they got the wave. Bot lane is open, of course, afterwards. This will easily be the first turret. Question is, will they fight for the inhibitor? I think the answer is no. There's nothing much you can get here.
You're going to lose bottom inhib too. You're going to lose 2 inhibs for this.
You've got to. You could only have fought for the inhib turret, and the inhib turret was not where Fusion met Final 5. So
big experience disadvantage, big gold disadvantage here. 13,000, 14,000 in favor of Fusion. Fusion are looking to close this game off and claim that last spot.
Well, they would finally get a 2-0 if that wasn't against CLG Black. And looks like Fusion now have one last thing to clean up. Bot and mid inhib are gone. Top lane wave is slowly building up. They can cut this next one and rejoin it soon. They're gonna have Baron buff for that push. Clearing the jungle first. Someone should have already went top lane and pushed the wave in. I think Fusion are wasting a little bit too much time.
Now they're going to wait and push.
There's no reason to death rush this. They can see that all of Final 5 are right there.
Get in the bush. Just go ahead and
Tanso's going to be bait him. All right. I mean, I guess. I think it's a waste of time, though. They've got, like, the game's not really in any big risk, but, like, just clear the wave and get it pushed in. But they're waiting for Huhi. Huhi backed. He didn't buy anything, though.
They're both waiting for the other team to move first.
There's no Rek'Sai. Moving doesn't matter here.
This is trench warfare. Who's
Blue
found
Trinket.
him.
I mean, you wouldn't leave your base anyway. There'd be no reason to.
Yeah.
It's actually a waste of Trinket in my opinion, but here we go. Fusion looking for the last push they will need in Challenger Series Spring.
That blue trinket actually helped them out because it made them leave that bush.
Veritas putting
Big wave, 3 cannon
barely
begins.
getting any damage dealt. Yeah, the cannons becoming great artillery. The smite gets rid of all of them, though. They engage on a Chunky Fresh, but he's too tanky. Stun's going to land on a Huhi. But Sheep, very low on health, has to shield himself, and nothing gained for Final 5. One more time. Clear the wave. Minion waves up in 10 seconds.
Super minions in the mid lane, coming down from the bottom lane, too, and they're just going to muscle this turret down. That's the last outer turret available before the Nexus turrets. That's a third inhib.
There's all 3 inhibs right in time for the next minion wave to spawn inside of Fusion's base. The next couple waves trickling down are going to have 6 super minions inside them. And that's going to be almost impossible to defend against. Baron buff is gone, but super minions are plenty strong in their own right. And Fusion look to group with the bot lane wave to go for this turret right in their eyes.
Double super minions.
Final Fives tournament live on the line right here. They must
Team
defend.
Tops are just going to go for it. It's a lot of damage.
Down to half health. Tanks in the front line. A couple more hits to go. Chunky Fresh flashes out, and here's the zoning ulti from Impaler. They push back on a trance, but Nunu's already gone down. 1 for 0. Gate in the back line. Sheep low as well. The rocket misses once again, and Theratos has no damage output. Gate's going to go down. He stays alive. Stun's not going to land into much either. And pushing the team out to 1 for 0. No, a 2 for 0, and the turret's starting to fall. There's number 1. Number 2 is going to go down. Nintended will stay alive, and Veritas going to get chunked out by Niantanso. That's going to be rocks down as well, and the 2-0 comes through. Fusion wins 3rd place. Fusion are in the promotion tournament.
And they get to play against either Dignitas or Winter Fox to possibly get into the LCS.
Yep.
Fusion have been waiting for this for a very long time, considering they were 1 game away from being in that last split of the LCS.
Well, it's time for best of 5 once again. The last BO5 that we saw Fusion in, it was that grueling battle against Team Coast for the first spot in the LCS. They didn't win that one. Now they got to face a team who was only slightly above them in the standings this time around.
They got their revenge, too, on Sheep and Impaler.
And they did get some revenge here on Impaler and Sheep, so good job by these players. And it was a pretty remarkably clean win. I mean, 18 kills, very few deaths, 3, I guess, total, if you count the suicide from Sign at the very start of the game. They were very much in control.